Let's start with the elephant in the room. Pi network is moving from version 19 all the way to version 23, but here's where most people get confused. They think this happens overnight. Wrong. The Pi core team has built something way more methodical. They're forcing a staged rollout because jumping versions is how networks crash. Instead, every single node operator has to move through this exact sequence: version 19.1, then 19.6, then 19.9, then 20.2, then 21.1, then 22.1, and finally, 23.0. Think of it like a staircase. You don't teleport to the top, you climb each step, and nobody moves to the next step until everyone finishes the previous one. This is intentional. This is network stability in act. Now, let's talk deadlines, because this is where it gets real. February 12th, 2026, that's the first checkpoint. Every node running the Pi network needs to complete the upgrade to version 19.6. We're talking about right now. This upgrade is already in progress. That means if you're running a node, you should be checking your system status today. Don't wait until February 11th thinking you've got time. Then we jump to February 27th. That's when version 19.9 needs to be live across the network. This one hasn't started yet, but it's coming. The window is tight. There are just 2 weeks between upgrades. Finally, March 12th is the deadline for version 20.2. Again, this is the complete network activation, not some optional update. Every node that wants to stay connected needs to be on this version. What's crucial to understand is that the Pi core team is being crystal clear. You cannot skip steps. You cannot jump from 19.6 straight to 20.2. You cannot somehow speed this up. The network just won't let you. If you try to cheat the system, you're risking your node's connection, your validator status, and potentially losing rewards. This isn't a suggestion, this is a requirement. Now here's something that shows Pi network is actually learning from how other projects handle upgrades. They've released new tools specifically designed to make this process smoother. For Linux users, and honestly, a lot of serious node operators run Linux, there's a new command line tool that automates a huge portion of the upgrade process. This is smart. It reduces human error. It reduces the chance that someone misses a configuration step. It reduces downtime. Instead of manually managing every upgrade, node operators can now use this tool to handle updates automatically. That's infrastructure thinking. That's showing they've thought through the pain point. But don't get it twisted. The responsibility is still on you. The tool makes it easier, but you still need to watch the process. You still need to confirm everything's working. You still need to stay informed about each deadline. Let's talk about what Pi nodes actually do, because this is where the fundamental difference really kicks in. Pi nodes run on regular hardware, like laptops and desktops. They're not demanding some crazy GPU farm or anything like that. These nodes validate transactions and help establish consensus on the network. Honestly, they literally keep Pi network running. But here's the tech part that makes Pi different. They're not using proof of work like Bitcoin. They're not having thousands of miners racing to solve equations. Pi actually built their consensus mechanism on the Stellar Consensus Protocol. It's built around trust groups and node-to-node communication. It's pretty elegant. It's efficient too. This matters because it means Pi network can operate without burning insane amounts of electricity. While Bitcoin's network consumes enough power to run entire countries, Pi's network runs on machines just sitting in people's homes and offices. That's a completely different philosophy. So, the upgrade from version 19 to 23 is partially about optimizing this consensus model. It's about making the trust groups communicate faster. It's about improving how nodes reach agreement. And really, it's about scaling without sacrificing decentralization. This is why, the upgrade process matters so much. When you're changing how consensus works, you really can't take shortcuts. You have to move carefully through versions, because each version is testing and refining a different piece of the consensus puzzle. But here's what actually makes this week special. While the technical side is upgrading, Pi Network decided to celebrate something else: Moderator Appreciation Day. This happens every first Friday of February, and honestly, it's pretty underrated. Moderators are really the backbone of any community. They're not core team members, they're volunteers. They're doing this work because they believe in what Pi is building. They're managing chats, answering questions from frustrated newcomers, translating content into different languages, guiding people through KYC processes, and helping with migration steps. Think about that for a second. You've got real people in their own time making sure that the Pi community doesn't descend into chaos. They're keeping the energy positive. They're making newcomers feel welcome. They're preventing the same misinformation from spreading over and over again. The Pi core team publicly thanked them this week. They highlighted what moderators actually do. And honestly, this moment is important because it shows that Pi Network understands something that a lot of projects miss. Code doesn't build a network. People build networks. Community builds networks, and you need to celebrate the people carrying that weight. So, while we're excited about the protocol upgrade, we should also recognize that Moderator Appreciation Day is Pi Network's way of saying, we see you, we know what you're doing, and it matters. Now, there's been chatter in the community about possible connections with Kraken Exchange. There's been speculation about exchange listings. There's been talk about infrastructure deals. Let me be straight with you. Most of that is speculation. Some of it is wishful thinking. Some of it is people connecting dots that might not actually connect. Unless Pi Network puts out an official announcement, we need to be skeptical. What is confirmed is what we just broke down, the protocol upgrade. That's real. That's happening. That's documented with clear deadlines. The Kraken rumors, the exchange listing talk, that might happen eventually, but it's not confirmed, and treating unconfirmed speculation as news is how you make bad decisions. Stay focused on what's real and what's actually happening in front of your eyes. Before we wrap up, if you found this breakdown helpful, drop a like on this video. It takes literally 1 second and it helps this channel reach more people who need this information. Plus, if you're running a Pi node, share this video with other node operators. They need to see this before February 12th hits. Here's the reality. Pi Network is moving deliberately and strategically toward version 23. They're not rushing. They're not cutting corners. And if all these upgrades roll out on schedule, the network should see real performance improvements and increased stability in the coming month. That's actually the bigger story. Pi isn't just building hype. They're building infrastructure, they're building consensus, they're building community, and that combination is honestly pretty rare in crypto. If you want to stay updated on Pi Network developments, everything that happens next, and the real story behind what the core team is building, hit that subscribe button right now. We break down these stories so you don't have to dig through Discord servers and Reddit threads trying to figure out what's actually happening. Check out the other videos on TJ Crypto World. We've got deep dives on protocol mechanics, node operation guides, and analysis that goes beyond the surface level hype. Thank you for watching, thank you for being part of this community, and we'll see you in the next video.